This is day 78 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. If you'd like to sponsor a share or more of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi, please contact me directly. It would be very much appreciated. Today we are doing Siman Mem Zayin, Sif Yud Beis to Siman Mem Zayin, Sif Chaf. Yud Beis. The Brach Rishon, the first of the Brach Birchs Torah, Asher Geshem Tzoseh B'Tzon Divrei Torah, Klomar Lidaber V'Limod B'Torah, to talk and teach Torah. Now, that's evidently the nusach of the Sfaradim. Ashkenazim Gorzim La'asok B'Divrei Torah, to be involved. Asik is commercial activity, means to be involved in acting Divrei Torah. Asik Mikre Lamoba, and Asik is called toiling in Torah. Those who write that there's a substantial difference between the versions. There's also refers to mitzvahs, lasuk, which is part of the dvarim in the Torah. That's only refers to limud Torah. Utmihani, that is Magen Avraham, by the way. So Arukh HaShulchan is astounded. I'm doing mitzvahs, each mitzvah is a bracha on its own. How come mitzvah, each mitzvah? Also, you do not write that there's a distinction between the versions in their kavana. By that, the gam al divrei Torah, and certainly also the bracha, if it's nusach is al divrei Torah kavana, rak al limud Torah. So, referring to limud Torah, kamavur mimash omrim achar kach, as is clarified by the next statement which you make. Right, make it sweet in our mouths. There's a rak al limud Torah that's going only on learning. Make the Torah sweet in our mouths, and the mouths of your nation, the Jewish people. And we and our descendants should be all of us Yodei Shemecha, knowers of your name, and learning your Torah for the appropriate reason. Blessed is God who teaches Torah to his nation Israel. Some of the version are descendants, the Tzetzoi, and the descendants of our descendants. You don't have to add that extra word. The word Tzetzoi, descendants in of itself, those who come forth, from our loins, l'kamadoras, for several generations. According to this Rosh, it's one bracha. Im la'asok, v'harav no goes together with la'asok, and it's one continuous bracha. Divrei Torah. V'gam im ha'bracha nu mispalim shelman mesikus lishma. With the bracha we are davening, we should learn with sweetly and lishma. It's a famous Ekleital, which is a Rebbe Avraham in Nahar, also in the Dorim, says that to learn Torah lishma means that Torah is sweet to you and that you enjoy learning. If you're not enjoying it, it's not lishma. So it's the Arukh HaShulchan is saying seems to be saying it's two different things. There's another perspective that it is one and in the same. But slasher yesh ba inyanim harbe, but certainly according to Arukh HaShulchan, there are several issues in this bracha. Although obviously one could say that Yodei Shemecha is a separate issue according to everybody, although not necessarily. But in any event, that's why it opens with Baruch, and then it closes with Baruch. Well, like any long bracha, meaning one which has several matters in it. The Gorsim Baharev No Bevava Ituf. And they use the second time we have the Vava Ituf in the Arukh HaShulchan. Is the enveloping Vav, the El Kai, because it's going in that which they said previously and connecting to this. Of a Rambam, it's really the bracha in the Atzmai. Rambam's the two separate brachas. The Gores Harev No B'Lova. This version is Harev No without the Vav. So then we make the bracha of that he who chose us from all the nations and gave us his Torah. Blessed God who gave us the Torah. We say it in the present tense. No saying, not Nasan gave us, but no saying he gives us. Because at every time, in every moment, Bina, Kosh Baruch Hu grants and bestows upon a person understanding, to understand his Torah. Especially because there are new insights and new vistas of Torah every day. So according to the Rambam, there's three brachas. Like Mikra, Mishnah, Gemara. It's to Tanakh, Mishnayos, and Gemara. That's the Rosh Shnei brachas same. We mentioned Rabbi Monk says that the first one is about Teresh Bapeh and the second one Teresh B'Ksav. Because Rabbeinu Ramah, the Ramah writes Tov Yoser Lamar V'Harev Na Bevav. You could say with the vav and make one bracha. Nevertheless, Nuchal Amen Achar Lasuv Divitor. We're allowed to answer Amen after Lasuv Divitor. Chena Sar Isal. Isal did that as well. Mishnah Berurah says most poskim do say not. Most Achronim says say not to answer Amen in the middle, and that the bracha, the person making the bracha should lower his voice at that point. Unless it's being moti somebody, obviously, in order that people should not answer Amen at that point, kind of like people do by Gal Yisrael, or some Chassidim do by at the end of Ava Rabbah, for them it's Avas Olam, is that in? Right before Shema. Abochem Amo Yisrael, Ba'ava. Okay, which I'm sure we'll get to later on. Yudaleh. Inyan brachas say the matter of these brachas is Mishemikon Varkin Kamoshim Varkin Makom Mitzvah. We first make a bracha like you make a bracha on any mitzvah. Kodem Asiyasa before we do it. That's the first. That's the way he learns the pshat in the first bracha, and the second bracha is that she give us knowledge and understanding, Mesikos and sweetness, V'leiv Torah, and a pure heart lishma. In order to learn Torah for its proper sake. Here, this is the difference between learning Torah and all the other mitzvahs. And all mitzvahs the performance is with the material limbs. And this mitzvah is in the heart and in the mind. If you don't understand what you're learning is nothing. The famous tshuva from Rabbi Yosef, which he says that Torah should be Ksav, Tanakh, and also Kabbalah. One can make a Birchas Torah even if one doesn't understand it, because there's intrinsic kedusha in the words. I'm not sure if the Arukh HaShulchan would agree. Also, I'm not sure if Rabbi says that about they can make the bracha on Kabbalah, just that it's a mitzvah Talmud Torah. If you don't, I think he said mitzvah Talmud Torah even if you don't understand it. Okay. We love him. If you don't understand it's meaningless, you come out to Shalom Lishma. And if you intend to Shalom Lishma, you also learn it's meaningless. Therefore, we have to make a bracha as a request. Arukh Hashem should help us know His Torah and learn appropriately. And may the broad Birchas Torah that Hashem chose us, and gave us His pure and holy Torah. And we already wrote, we saw previously, that this is like akin to a bracha after the mitzvah. And when we lane, first we make the bracha of Asher Bachar Banu, and then afterwards we make the bracha of Asher Nasan Lanu. That's not those brachas not because of Talmud Torah. Takana shetiknu kain. It's a separate takana for Kriyas Torah, which have received Dalit. These brachas say l'shem brachos sodah, and these brachos are brachos of thankfulness. Kamosh kasav Torah sheichavim bebracha zu. That much I have mine in with this bracha, a thankfulness on Ma'amad Har Sinai, on the our being at Har Sinai. Shishmar Dvarim Tochesh, when he caused his words to be heard us from amidst the fire. The Nasal Kleichem, he gave us his precious tool. And this is the superior of all brachas. That's Asher Bachar Banu. And then afterwards, Chayolam Nata so Chenu Shchayolamu Rak Bar HaTorah VaMitzvos. So Hashem planted eternal life within us, because actually, when he learns Chayolam, it means the life of this world. I always thought it meant the life of the world to come. So it says, the reason why we're alive in this world is only for Torah mitzvah shechana Hashem mishpach, with which Hashem graced us. Torah shebal peh, ima Torah shebiksav, which is both Torah shebal peh and Torah shebiksav. Teres vav, yesh li sheila gedoyla, says Arukh HaShulchan, a great question, shtei brachos seilu. Ha brachos ketzaras saying, they're short brachos. The lama chaysin baruch, so why they end with the baruch? The Asher Baruch Rabbanu ends with the baruch, and that's the Torah Semes ends with the baruch. Why? That's a long bracha. It has many issues, but well, these two are short brachas. Why are they chaysin? We only have a chasima where it's a long bracha. And remember, the definition of long is not necessarily length, but where it has more than one inyan inside the bracha. I didn't see anybody speak about it. Nearly, it seems to be the Afagav the Nosin HaTorah remain up Sichoim, though it says Nosin HaTorah, it's like the beginning of the bracha. It has another meaning. The Psicha he Amashanasal HaTorah Mamar HaSinai. We hear the bracha story about giving us the Torah our Sinai. We have bracha ha'avor, that's a bracha in the past. Avachasima Nosin HaTorah, the signature which says he gives us the Torah. It's on his giving us the Torah every day. So they do them brachos. But they put them together like an opening and closing. Tezayin. I'm going to have brachos. If you didn't learn until after you said Kriya Shema, answer the Birchas Torah. Don't say Birchas Torah anymore. Shekvar niftar ba'ava rabbah. Because you already exempted yourself by saying Ava Rabbah, Birchas Torah, which has verbiage akin to the Birchas Torah. This is such, which is the same Libein Limod Lamed. Put in our hearts to learn and to teach. Even though the primary part of a bracha is the opening and the closing and the motif of Ava Rabbah's love of Hashem and not learning Torah, Near Ali the Khan, this Karbishtain and the Sinas HaTorah. Both Ahavos, the beginning and alludes to the giving of the Torah as well. They came and Shomim Ava Rabbah of Tono of Asalam, whether you say Ava Rabbah or Ava Solam, and then with Saimiyah Aborcha Ba'amoy Yisrael Ba'avon, you conclude Hashem chooses there the nation of Israel with love. Zel Birchas HaTorah Mamish. This is Birchas HaTorah. Very Litvish. Dencha Ava Rabbah V'Avas Elam Yeser Min Sinas HaTorah. There's no more love with which Hashem loves us. There's no way in which it's manifest more than the giving of the Torah. Yudzayim, Kosev B'Sein Baliyat Teisvis, Zel Shonim. They bring down the both things down Yerushalmi. Yerushalmi Yesh, Hadar Min Shekvar Niftar Ba'ava Rabbah, that which it says you're exempt, that being said Ava Rabbah. Fushishon outside, that's if you learn immediately, Perush La'otar, meaning outside literally on the spot. Perush La'otar, meaning immediately after. Shalom Em Yabel Samokom. You learned immediately in that place. Yishal Rabbi Yitzchak. So Rabbi Yitzchak was asked, Kegon Anush Einonu Lomrim Yarachat V'Yasa Shachar. We don't learn immediately after the davening. Shano Trudin, because we're distracted. V'Hochin Kach B'Lo Limud. And I go without learning at Emtza Yom Yoser. Till they are even longer. Amai Einam Barkim Birchas HaTorah Ba'Macheres. Why don't we make a Birchas Torah another time? When we begin learning. They should be read V'Chulei D'Davka Ba'Ava Rabbah Levi Ikar Brach L'Birchas HaTorah. Ava Rabbah, which is not the primary bracha of Birchas Torah, Einon Niftar Birchas Torah. It doesn't exempt from Birchas Torah. Elim Yomod Miyad, unless you immediately, which in this case would mean after davening. Okay. V'gam Elim Yomod, it doesn't work unless you learn immediately. V'gam Leia says you should not get distracted. Birchas Asher Barchabon Birchas Lasok B'Divrei Torah Shein Ikar Birchas Torah, the primary Birchas Torah, but Teretz Kol Yom, it exempts you throughout the day. Why? Sheinomi Ash Daito. You never give a pope. The Chol Shadam Mechuyev Limod, a person is always required to learn. V'avi Kamo Yoshe Kol Hayom, Lo Hefsek, is this thing the whole day without any distraction because you want to get back to the Torah. But so Fatim. Now all this is not according to our practice. We, the Frenchmen, Nagu Lomar Psukim, Ubiras Konim, V'Gamnishas Eiluz Vorim. We say Psukim and Birchas Konim, and also Mishas Eiluz Vorim immediately after saying Birchas Torah. Minei Yerushalmi, the Boy Shemot Asar, because Yerushalmi says you have to learn on the spot. Akal Shano. Chenkos Avarosh, Latur Ayin Sham. Rabbeinu Ayin Beis Yosef B'Ches. Rabbeinu Beis Yosef B'Sifra Godol. It says in his magnum opus. And all the giants, tafsu kavanas and taste skin. The sutta is like this. The bebirchas avrab person shloman miyad achar bracha. No, not like I said before. You have to learn avrab immediately after the bracha. Vas boteres, then it exempts you from the rest of the day. Answer klal mo miyad achar bracha. You don't learn at all after the bracha by the regular birchas Torah. Uboteres komer exempts the entire day regardless. Even though we say every mitzvah, the mitzvah has to be adjacent to the bracha. You can seek that bracha on mitzvah, and if you interrupt between the bracha and the mitzvah, you have to go back and make a bracha again. Because the Torah is shiny, because the Torah is different. But since you're supposed to be involved with it constantly, the interruption is not a true interruption. Because you still have the chiyuv on you at that time. Klomar, meaning the Torah lo shan chesed hadas. By Torah, the distractions are meaningless. Shechayev lachzor varech, to make it required to go back and make a bracha again. Kshehiv sik ben bracha limud, even if it's between the bracha and the learning. The test. Ba'pi that kasser Rabbeinu Beis Yosef. Receive test. They say receive test. Yeshu shemif sik ben birchas Torah limudo ein bekach klum. I would say if you interrupt between the Torah and you're learning, it's not a problem. But the proper thing is to love sing name. It's not to make interruption. Parshas birchas kohanim, some of the birchas Torah. That's why they say, in order just to cover all bases, to say psukim after they say birchas Torah. Klomar, meaning even though according to strictly you don't need to do it. Nevertheless, it's better not to interrupt between the bracha and learning. And those psukim say even before daybreak. Even though birchas kohanim itself does not take place at night, nevertheless, you're not saying it because it's birchas kohanim and mishum Talmud Torah, but because it's Torah learning. Not like those who say that you have to say by the light of day specifically. Furthermore, Rabbeinu Beis Yosef, Pipe Reserve Steve Zayin, he wrote the Birchas Avos Potes Birchas Torah im Loman Miyad below Hefsek. According to what we said before, if you learn immediately without interruption, so then Avos Olam the Rabba works. But only then does it exempt the learning of the entire day. But then they asked a very, very basic question, a very great question on this. How does Yerushalmi say you learn on the spot? The which sounds like it's possible, conceivably, that you're not going to learn immediately afterwards. I'm sorry, you're obviously learning right after Avasolom. And we know Shema is like learning Torah. Just because you also feel the mitzvah of Kriya Shema. Ain't no Talmud Torah, so not all this learning between you. It's astonishing. But here it's the answer. The answer. The Kriya Shema Tefillah Chashiv Limudim Lazat. Yeah. Kriya Shema and the Amida are not going to be learning for this purpose. Tachnunim B'Tefillah Chut B'Talmud Torah Chut. Supplications and Tefillah one thing, learning Torah is another thing. But it's another answer. But he says it gives Shechol Shelo Kara Kriya Shema Achar Avasolam. There were times when people didn't read Shema after Avasolam. Back in the time of the Beis HaMikdash, the Kohanim Beis HaMikdash, Yeshua BaMikdash. So Perkan the Brachas. But appears because basically he writes in Sivches, they should stop Kriya Shema Samuch Lo Miyad Below Hefsek. Is Kriya Shema after Ava Rabbah sufficient for this purpose? Therefore, to avoid the subject, it's best to make the Birchas Torah before Avas Olam. Mishnah Berurah brings on many Achronim Mahod that Kriya Shema does not work as learning Torah, and they pass away the halacha, but the Arukh HaShulchan tomorrow will give its own approach to all this.